is this Meghan's strangest moment yet? Duchess is announced like royalty and discusses the bravery of making jam and gushing Harpers. Bazaar interview Meghan Markle has given yet another eyebrow-raising interview. In a chat with Harper's Bazaar release a day where the interviewer notes how she is announced like royalty to a room with one person in it and discusses her brave decision to make jam. In one apparently unscripted moment, a waiter at the Beverly Hills Hotel surprises her with a cappuccino with a photorealistic image of her face from a royal tour of South Africa in the phone. Writer Caitlin Greenidge adds that she believes that the decision to meet at the luxury hotel is a calculated choice because they sat at a prime table where diners can see them. They later met again in New York, at the home of one of Meghan's unnamed friends. When I enter, the house manager announces, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, even though we appear to be the only other two people in the house. Ms. Greenidge reveals with clear bemusement. Meghan's interview also contains quotes effusively praising her from friends, including Serena Williams, who tells the magazine, she's just so smart. The Duchess of Sussex is the new Harper's Bazaar cover star, with a barefaced portrait and an article where she hails the childlike wonder and playfulness of Prince Harry and his bold love for her. It came as Meghan shared a glitzy new trailer for her festive Netflix show, featuring her kissing her husband. It was released as the Prince and Princess of Wales turned up to support the Royal Variety performance at the Royal Albert Hall in London last night. The Harper's Bazaar feature is entitled Meghan's Moment, with a strapline. After years of being subsumed by other people's narratives, the Duchess of Sussex is ready to author her own next chapter. Asked what inspiration she hopes Prince Archie VI and Princess Lilibet will draw from her working life, Meghan talks about making homemade pots of jam in the kitchen of their $15 million Montecito mansion that she would later sell through her lifestyle business. As ever, I hope they see the value of being brave, she says of her children, adding, they saw it when the jam was just a pot on the stove, bubbling. Its writer reveals how Meghan puts her hand on her heart when she talks about her husband. No one in the world loves me more than him, so I know he's always going to make sure that he has my back, the Duchess declares. Part of the Harper's Bazaar interview was conducted at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The other section was in New York at a friend's home. Caitlin also reveals that during their wide-ranging interview, Meghan is brought an unsolicited cappuccino over by a waiter at the Beverly Hills Hotel with her face in the milky foam. The article says, "Oh," Meghan says, smiling down at it. I recognize this picture. That's from our trip to South Africa. Prince Harry and Meghan toured the country in 2019. It's a lovely and absurd perk of celebrity, and Meghan is tickled enough to take a photo of it. Ms. Greenidge adds that the decision to meet at the Beverly Hills Hotel is a calculated choice, calling the £1,000 a night establishment the CNBC spot for Hollywood deal-making and politicking. The journalist writes, we are ushered to a circular table in the corner of the garden, a prime seat where we can see the other diners and they can see the three of us. The Sussex's chief communications officer sits between us. Friends are also called upon for quotes, as well as Serena's praise for her smart friend. She adds, I feel like no matter what, I can always learn from her. Former model Kelly Zajfin says, there's not a day that goes by that she hasn't checked in or I haven't checked in. Someone can show up in a time of need or grief, and often they don't stay or they're only here for a short amount of time. But Meghan just always made herself available to all of us. Terry Wood, who exec produced the infamous Oprah interview, adds, Meghan understands her voice better than you, better than any producer could put out there. The executive at Harpo Productions, Oprah Winfrey's production company, adds, she knows how she comes across, and she knows how she wants to connect. She understands that so much has been written about her that when she does something, she wants to break through that noise so people see that she is authentically trying to be herself. And amid pressure on her as ever brand, he adds, not everyone who started a business is under the microscope that she's under. What she is learning to weather and ride out is the judgment that happens as a businesswoman when you are that famous. A large section of the interview is dedicated to Harry and his love for his wife. Speaking with her hand held to her heart when describing the prince, Meghan said, he loves me so boldly, fully, and he also has a different perspective because he sees media that I wouldn't. No one in the world loves me more than him, so I know he's always going to make sure he has my back. You have someone who just has this childlike wonder and playfulness. I was so drawn to that, and he brought that out in me. Meghan also admits to making mistakes, and there is not a lot of fun in trying to be perfect. So she tries to be brave and see the fun in things for her children instead. When you're young, I think you are a little bit more fearless. As we get older, we lose some of that. She said of her as Everbrand, which sells her so-called fruit spreads, honey, and marmalade. And in a message for her critics, she said, I think the moment that you start making all of your personal decisions based on external judgment, then you lose your authenticity. Meghan admits her parenting style is very different to her mother Doria's, calling Ms. Ragland a free spirit, and that Archie and Lilibet sit on her lap during business meetings because her office is next to the kitchen of their Montecito mansion. She said, I hope they see the value of being brave. They saw it when the jam was just a pot on the stove, bubbling. When you're young, I think you are a little bit more fearless. As we get older, we lose some of that. She added that she has applied this to her work. That's translated into every part of our life. Even in business, I want us to play and have fun, and explore, and be creative. The Duchess of Sussex, 44, appeared on the front of the magazine's December 2025/January 2026 edition, which was labeled as the art issue. She appeared to be wearing no makeup in the photo, as she had her hair tied back, showing off a pair of dangling diamond earrings he brought back from Ukraine last month. In another photo for the magazine, Meghan posed in a sleeveless red dress with a dramatic cape draping over one shoulder. Meghan speaks about the battle of being a mother and a businesswoman, discussing learning from imperfect moments, she shared. You learn not to do it again. If it all goes swimmingly, you don't learn from it. If you don't learn anything, you're not going to grow. I'm a mom with kids at that age where they are constantly learning something new. I watch them face things that feel completely insurmountable every day. But you can remember and say, I know it seems really hard right now, but trust me, that's going to come so easily soon. I can give myself the same grace as a founder. There's no such thing as perfect. I, too, get to make mistakes.